Hello. Welcome to the Knowing Angels channel. I'm Lisa Gober, your host, creator of the Knowing Angels Academy and psychic medium for over 30 years. And I've been working with angels my entire life. Today we're going to talk about angels, all about angels. I'm going to give you the lowdown, where they come from, why they're here, and a few ways you can communicate with them. And before we get started with that, there's a few little disclaimers we'll talk about real quick. So let's dive in. The thing I want you to remember as we talk about angels on this particular episode is take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So what that means is if there's something I say and you just don't believe it, you're like, she's full of crap. That's okay. It's okay. You don't have to believe everything I say. I don't expect everyone to believe everything I say. And that's fine. This is my experience. This is what my angels have taught me. If it interprets different for you, that's fine. Sorry, my hair is a mess, but that is what it is. Here we are, reality on YouTube. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't feel right for you, you don't have to believe it. Not even for a second. That's totally cool. But hopefully something in this particular episode will resonate with you and you'll take something away from it. I also wanted to say welcome to all the new members. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to have you here. And I hope, I hope you take something away from these videos. The angels have given me a mission to just give as much information as I can on whatever topic they kind of tell me to week to week. Last week I was a little out of sorts, so I didn't do a video, but mostly every week I'm going to try and do a video on whatever they intuitively tell me to. And we're going to talk about intuition on this episode a little bit. So let's dive in. Actually, another little thing that I forgot about. I'm going to use, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use the word God. You don't have to use the word God. You can use universe, spirit, soul, whatever you want to change into whatever your beliefs are, okay? But for today's purposes, I'm using God. So I just want to make that clear. You can interchange that to your beliefs. This is not a religious thing. It's funny because I watch a lot of those ghost hunting type episode things, like the Dead Files, and they talk about demons freely, but no one talks about angels, and I find that really interesting, and I think it's because it's considered religious, even though angels could like totally clear up this mess in like a heartbeat that these people are in with these haunted places. So angels are a direct extension of God. Okay, God created angels to know itself in a different way. But he created angels just as direct extensions of itself. They have no ego. They are pure love, pure joy, no ego. They don't have this emotional turmoil we go through. They don't have a negative bone in their body. Everything they speak is said with love because they don't have the ego. Now, some of you are probably wondering, well, wait a minute, how can there be, how can they have no ego if we have, like Lucifer and demons and, the fallen angels? Well, I go into more depths in this in the War on Angels video, which I'll put a link in the down below. But real quickly, there was a war of angels. So after God created the pure extension of himself, the angels, he created earth angels with ego. So we had the power and knowledge of angels and ego. And yeah, so you can imagine how that went. If we as humans with just ego, how you see how the world is today, imagine having the power of it being an angel and, and ego. So yeah, there was a big war when Lucifer decided he wanted, he's like, I want to be the power of God. I want to be in charge of it all. I want to control everything, everyone. And so there was a big war. He basically ripped a whole new I guess, level where he and his demons went. You can call it hell, where they hang out. But he had the ego, and it got to him, and the rest of us, chose love. Um, so yeah, that didn't work out really well. But God is non-judgmental. God, is also pure love and pure joy and doesn't judge. So it was like, okay, that happened. That was an experience. And then after that, humans were created. And here we are. So God decided we needed some guidance and help. So angels were sent to help guide us, in our life, to realize our power, to realize how we can create our lives, to realize love, to realize, our own power. Because when God created humans, we were also created in the likeness and image of God, but we were created with ego, and we were created without the knowledge that the earth angels had right away. The earth angels had the knowledge of how to manifest instantly, how they knew how powerful they were. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. If there's any questions, please put that in the comments below. But God created earth angels already knowing. When humans were created, he didn't give us that instant knowing, even though we still have the power. She wanted us to grow into it. But at some point it was realized we need help. So he sent these angels who are also, they don't judge. They love us unconditionally to help us out. And that's why they're here. We each have 5, 6, maybe even 7 angels with us. And this is pure angels trying to guide us at any given moment in any area of our life. Some are assigned to specific areas of our life. Okay. Excuse me. And then we do have spirit guides, because at some point God realized, wow, I sent these beings who have no ego and have no idea what it's like having an ego. What can I do? Well, spirit guides have lived on the earth before, or they've lived somewhere else before. That is a different video. And so they have experience with ego. They know what emotions are like. So we needed a little help there. So we have spirit guides. Some have a whole tribe depending on your culture. I have a spirit guide named Nathan, who's Native American, and he's pretty awesome, and I love him dearly. So, and yes, we keep the same spirit guides throughout our whole life. We keep 1 or 2 angels, the same angels throughout our whole life, and the rest kind of interchange. And that's as you grow through a certain period of your life, like going through puberty and youth, and then they'll change out to another angel, or if something tragic occurs, or just whatever situation, an angel that might relate to you more would have. Because while they do they are direct extensions and they don't have ego, they also have a little bit different personalities. So it's fun. It's fun. Angels, you've heard the classifications of angels: cherubs, archangels, numbers, guardians. We as humans have given that to them. We put that on them. That's not from them. They don't classify themselves. We classify them, because for some reason it makes it easier for us to understand them, which is why it gives someone like Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, a little more power, is because of the belief we put into them. So it's like when more people believe in one thing, or the power of prayer, so many people putting out the same energy in the one thing, it kind of builds that energy. And you can call on any of these angels at any time. You don't have to have Archangel Michael in your immediate crew to call on him. I call on him all the time. And I do. My ego gets to a point where it's like, oh, am I calling on him for help too much? They don't think that way. You can call on them every second of every day. They're not going to get upset and be like, oh my God, what the heck? They're not. Here's the thing about angels, though. You have to ask for help. They cannot step on free will. They can't just intercede. Okay. So when you're going through life lessons and things are really hard and they really suck, um, unless you ask for help, they're just gonna, they're gonna try and nudge you however they can, but they can't actually step into your free will. So to ask for help is important. To ask, it's important because or else they can't step in on your free will. And when you ask for help, you have to have faith that they're doing it. Be like, okay, I got this. Archangel Michael's with me. I know I'll be okay. Like, just breathe. I know they'll take care of me, and they will if you keep worrying about it. And you keep worrying about the negativity and thinking about it. You're gonna keep getting more negativity. It's gonna keep going crazy. But if you have the faith that things are working out, that they're helping you, then things will get better. It's power of mindset, power of emotions. It's very powerful. So angels, how do they try and nudge us when we're not paying attention? Because I'm pretty hard-headed. They've had to really sometimes kick me in the butt to get my attention. But for anyone just in a normal day, we have things like angel numbers. 111, 222, 333, 1234. And sometimes it drives people crazy. They're like, what does it mean? And there's tons of stuff out there in the internet. This is the meaning of 444, and this is the meaning of this. Well, the ultimate meaning is, hey, we're your angels. We're here. Hi. We're with you. You're okay. You're doing fine where you are, even if it doesn't seem like it. You're where you're supposed to be, and we're with you. That's all it is. People like to assign what it could mean, and you could totally do that, by the way. Just saying, you could list the numbers anytime I see it's 1111. That means that that money is coming. Anytime I see 222, that means I made the right decisions today. You can make your own intentions behind seeing the numbers, and you will see the numbers and it will be correct. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that cool? That is a very real thing. I've done that, and it's a lot of fun. So that's one way they try to get to you, through angel numbers, which everyone sees angel numbers. Signs, butterflies, owls, dragonflies are a lot of the signs people look for. What I think is easier than saying, angels, can you show me a sign that you're with me or that this is going to work out? I would ask for something specific. I would ask for, can you show me a purple polka dotted heart with green dots? Or, or an owl or a cat or something. You can make it whatever you want, but just ask for a sign, right? Ask for that particular sign. I once asked for, it was a purple dragon with green polka dots, so close to that. And I was going through Facebook. It was like a day later, and someone posted a picture of their kids with their kid had colored in, and it was a purple dinosaur with green polka dots. So it was like, cool. Now here's the bigger kicker. So one of my favorite signs is a heart. So I know when I see a heart, everything's good, everything's cool. And that's just besides it's like an extra, everything's good besides angel numbers, right? So you might say, well, there's hearts everywhere. And yeah, true, there's hearts everywhere, but how often do you notice it? How often do you look at it and say, hey, it's a heart, right? Because there's so many hearts everywhere. So when you do notice it, that's the sign. So a lot of people question, well, I saw it, but what if it's like I just noticed it because I asked for it? So what if that's not real? If you noticed it, that's your sign. That is them. That is the sign. Okay? So don't think, oh, I'm asking for a cloud in the shape of angel wings, and you happen to look up and be like, wow, that looks like angel wings, but maybe I'm just making it up because I want it to be angel wings. No, 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 no. You noticed it. Therefore, it's your sign. Okay, so that's one way to kind of communicate with the angels. Another way they do it is through our intuition. They do it heavily through our intuition. That is almost why we have intuition. We were given intuition so we could get guidance. And so what does that mean? It means when you get invited to go somewhere, or you're driving around and you get this feeling like, I shouldn't be here, or I shouldn't go do that, or maybe you get a positive one, like, I should buy that lottery ticket, or, I really need to go do this. I just feel like doing this. I'm going to go do it. That's your intuition. That's usually your guides nudging you. And when you follow your intuition, you'll find that you're always correct. When you trust that, you'll find you're always correct. I have this intuition. I should apply for that job, but I'm not going to get it. Why should I try? But there's that nudge like, oh, just go for it. Just try it. Just apply. And you apply for it. And, maybe you don't get it, but maybe you get an offer for something else that's even better. That, they're like, hey, you don't quite fit this, but what about this? And you're like, oh, that's perfect. Follow your intuition. Follow your intuition. Trust it. That's them guiding you. I promise you. I promise you. The one other way they do in many ways, but the one of the real ways they communicate is talking to us. They tend to whisper in our heads, and they sound like us. So yeah, so you think it's you because that's in your thoughts, but it's not you. It is you, but it's not you. So you doing something and someone makes your friend says, let's go to this party. And there's a little voice that's like, I don't think you should go. And you might even get the hit of, and your friend's like, come on, let's do it. And there's that kind of voice like, this isn't a good idea. You shouldn't go. And you're like, yeah, I'll do it anyway. And then you have a crappy time or something bad happens or whatever. And it's like, oh, I shouldn't have went. We do get those in our head. They try to talk to us in our head, but we don't listen. We don't listen. And that's, I'm just going to throw this in there. In the Knowing Angels Academy, I teach you how to really listen with that voice. It takes practice discerning who's who, but we go into actually connecting with angels and a little more in depth about angels. The other thing they do, and they'll wake you up at 3 a.m. They'll wake you up. You'll be like, why the heck am I waking up at 3 a.m. all the time? You might even have a feeling like something's with you, or not in a scary way, just like, I'm so sick of waking up at 3 a.m., 3:30. That's usually them because they're trying to communicate and you're asleep. And that's your easiest way for them to get in to your subconscious, because your brain you're not thinking about the million things you have to do today or what happened yesterday. And so they're able to slip into your mind a little bit, and then they wake you up. My angels used to do that all the time, even after I started communicating, because they wanted me. They're like, hey, you haven't talked to us. You need to come talk to us. And it was annoying. And I had to eventually ask them to stop. And you can ask them to stop. You can say, hey, guys, I understand you're trying to get a hold of me. That's like, a phone ringing. And you don't have to be able to hear them to say this, okay? Just know that's them. Just say, hey, guys, please let me sleep through the night. I'll try to connect with you. Okay. So, yes, I have a program that would help you actually we go into meditation, you meet with your angels, and that's where it starts. That's where it starts, where the conversation starts, and you begin to work with seeing them and talking with them and whatnot. And that is the Knowing Angels Academy. And I'll put a link to that below, and another link for my link tree if you want to see my other programs or ways to work with me personally. That's it. That's about angels right now. The thing to remember is when they come to you, when you get a message, it's always with love. That's the difference. If you get something that is with fear, that's not them. If you get something that doesn't feel like you, it sounds like it's scary, or it's with hate or anger or something, that's not them. Here's an example. Oh, I'm so stupid. What did I do? I'm such an idiot. A little voice in your head. You're not an idiot. You're not stupid. Oh, I'm so ugly. You're beautiful. You're not and you hear it and you're like, no, I'm dumb. I'm an idiot. And that might be your ego, and it might be something else. But your angels are trying to be like, no, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're perfect. And you're like overriding them because you're like, no, I'm not. And that's, that's how they communicate, and we ignore them a lot of the time. So stop ignoring them and start believing them. Um, just one note on what I just, my little example there. Yes, there are bad spirits and demons that try to, basically sit on your shoulder or on your back and try to talk you into bad things. And one of my past videos, we talked about how to remove that. And because I tell you about what happened to me, and we go into meditation for removing that. So if you've been feeling dark lately, I highly recommend you watch that video and do that meditation. But that can happen. But remember, angels are more powerful than anything else. They can remove anything at any time. Um, there's nothing to be afraid of ever. Even demons, there's nothing to be afraid of. What if you're afraid? You're feeding them. They feed on that. They love it. Angels are stronger than them and can remove them. Never be afraid. Never be afraid. You don't have to be afraid because you're always protected. You're always loved. And you're perfect exactly where you are. Even if everything seems like crap and you hate your job and your life sucks. I've been homeless several times. I know how it is. Even if everything's shot to shit, you're exactly where you're supposed to be and things are going to get better. I promise you. You're just going through a little phase to purge all the negativity and all the bad thoughts and all the ideas of lack. And now you can start believing in abundance and creating what you desire, and bringing that to you. Okay, so remember, you are perfectly imperfect. There's no such thing as perfection. I was a massage therapist for several years before my disabilities happened. And even the most beautiful, perfect models who come in, they have imperfections too. So you were created perfectly imperfect. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. I love you. And yeah, I'll see you on the next. Have a beautiful week.